Welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny, JD,
Erin,
and Kat.
So, Vampire Diaries. We just watched the last one, which is why I still have a tissue. Season 3, episode 8. Ordinary People.
hooray!
You wanted a nice calm one. This is just about normal people writing in their diaries.
Isn't there a song
Right.
like
We're just ordinary people.
Yes. We don't
Speak for
know
yourself.
Which way to go. We're just ordinary people. It's gonna be really chill. Oh, do you know what? It better be. I just really want
It's the Vampire Diaries. It's always chill.
super chill. I know you complain where you get slow episodes. Remind me never to complain again. If we ever get another.
What's
Yeah.
that
Calm
saying?
option.
All killer, no filler. That's the Vampire Diaries.
Very much.
So please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And over on Patreon we are so much further ahead. We may even be into season 4 by now.
He's got a bit of like archaeologist vibe right now.
Indiana Jones.
Careful we shine that thing. Bats hate the light.
Wait, what? Damon?
Scared of cat. Just ignore him. That right there is a moon cycle. A man, a wolf.
A werewolf?
Yeah, it's the Lockwood Diaries, fictionary stuff.
I don't understand. I thought
Translated reads the Klaus.
Klaus.
Elijah
Oh.
and Rebekah.
What's the name?
Mikael.
Michael. Michael as in the vampire hunter who knows how to kill Klaus.
Yep. I now like to call him Papa Original.
Wait,
his
he was
dad.
dad. I thought it was a sibling.
Well, if the story's about the original family living here, I'm gonna go straight to the source.
Oh, I
Pause for 1 sec, please, because yeah, she's trying to take Caroline's life.
Yeah, I
isn't she?
forgot about this.
Sorry, so their dad, Michael, is that the man who it was? What was it? Because Niklaus had a different parent than the other one. So can you just remind me? Sorry, that family tree of what we know so far.
I was trying.
Is it difficult because you?
Yeah, because I don't want to say anything that hasn't been said.
Okay,
So
sorry.
my understanding was that the dad was still there, but the mother went and had an affair, and then had
with the
Klaus-
werewolf family.
Well, this other person that's
We don't know.
we don't know, but that's where the werewolves come from, and we don't know where he is in like the eldest order. And then was it Klaus?
That's why Niklaus is a
dad
hybrid.
went and killed his dad, or was that his dad went and killed?
So Michael went and killed Klaus's real father, who was from the werewolf bloodline.
Yeah, that's
Because he obviously believed Klaus was his until they became
that
vampires.
was that was my understanding of it. I just
Right.
wasn't.
So Michael is the vampire, and the vampire family were left. It was the werewolf family. Right, that was it. Thank you.
Yeah, so he's scared of stepdaddy. Is it
We still-
stepdaddy or
So Michael is Elijah and Rebekah's dad,
Yeah.
but not Niklaus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we still don't know how they became vampires in the first place.
Yeah, or where these other werewolves came from originally. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
Come on in, Rick. Our brothers are fighting again.
we're gonna learn the names of the rest of the brothers. Love them.
Yeah, because how many siblings were there supposed to be?
Watch my fast approaching victory. I've come to laugh at you.
I'm gonna have fun! Teach me! Come on!
Oh, that was nothing.
Oh, is this like a monster was made? He wasn't born like it.
What? No more laughter?
Why are you here?
What are you talking about? It's family day at Vampire Rehab.
Brother.
Go away. Nah, I thought we could hang out.
brother bonding.
Anyone can bring out some anger.
Hey, Ben, Steph.
You do not threaten me. You will learn that I allow you to learn exactly.
Like, I don't like her, but I do like
We
the
like a
edge.
strong female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Jeremy is an idiot. And I know this with certainty because I was once a Jeremy. Trust me, you learn eventually.
Not her problem though, is it?
No.
One full moon, Klaus and my youngest brother Henrik snuck out to watch the men turn into beasts.
No! What happened?
The wolves. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
We must save him. Your boy is gone.
How one little thing can start so much.
Yeah.
That'll be. How could you let him out?
I've got this, Elena.
I have to admit, if you're Damon, you must be a bit like, I've known him a lot longer than you have,
Yeah.
right? You know.
You know what? I'm just gonna go. You haven't even heard half the story. And you're not going to tell it. You're just bored and looking for someone to push around. The necklace wasn't Stefan's to give. It belonged to the original witch.
Like she just wants someone around.
She's dragging it out. She's very lonely.
Where they could bite, we had to bite harder. Where they had speed, we had to be faster. Agility, strength, senses.
Everything could be heightened. Our family could live forever.
At what cost? This magic you speak of breeds consequence. I will have no part in it.
It is in your hands alone, my love.
Because my mother was also a witch.
Oh.
What? The witch of the original family. The original witch.
Oh, so Luther is the other one. Ooh. That's good.
That night, my father offered us wine laced with blood.
God, and then they would have had to kill them.
And then he drove his sword through our hearts. He killed you. And he wasn't delicate about it either.
You have to drink if you want to live.
We had to drink more blood to complete the ritual. It was euphoric. For every strength, there would be a weakness. The sun became our enemy.
We were so isolated then.
Neighbors who had opened their homes to us could now keep us out.
Vivane?
The flowers at the base of the white oak burned, and the spell decreed that the tree that gave us life could also take it away.
This is so interesting.
So we burned it to the ground.
Interesting. You see how all the other girls looked at her and then ran away? It's like now she's desperate for friends.
Yeah.
She never had any other teenage girls her own age. You see, it's like
What's immortality if you're always on your own?
exactly.
What messed up parents to have.
Yeah. Especially when you consider it came from something of wanting to protect your children.
Yeah.
As long as Klaus is alive, I do what he says. That's my point, Stefan. You've given up. Now you can sit around and be his little bitch, or you can get mad enough and you can do something. Damon.
Oh, it's a fair point.
Be killed.
Maybe I can help with that.
Oh!
The Salvatore boys, I presume.
When Nick made his first human kill, it triggered his werewolf gene. With that, he became my father's greatest shame. She put the hybrid curse on Nick to suppress his werewolf side, and she turned her back on him. But Michael's greatest weakness as a human was his pride. As a vampire, that was magnified. He went on a rampage and killed half the village. Then he came home and killed her. I'm sorry she turned her back on you. I will never do that.
Nor will I.
Who else
He's
have
my
they
brother.
got?
And I'm immortal. Make no mistake. If you come after my brother, I will rip you apart. And I get my temper from my father. Now leave.
Interesting though for Elena to say, but you still love him, yet she doesn't ask the same question of Stefan and Damon.
Can't tell you.
No.
As we've spoken. Well, Klaus has been running for about 1,000 years, so if you think you're going to get a work around here, careful, Stefan. One move, and his heart's gone.
Oh, he cared.
Where is Klaus? His link to Klaus is so strong that he would let his own brother die. No ideas? And so are you, Damon. Wait. I can bring him back. I can lure Klaus back to Missing Falls. And there is our loophole.
Oh, well now I want Klaus to live. Why? And not this show is very confusing.
Why couldn't he just...
Shall we pause for a second?
Why couldn't he just compel Stefan? Is he not stronger than Klaus? Well, they're the same age, so it doesn't work.
He can compel. Yeah, I don't know. Or whether it doesn't work that way. If you've been compelled one way, whether you can't uncompel someone else's compulsion, I suppose.
What, you can't put a +2 on
Yeah.
a +2? Is this like
Uno?
the Uno equivalent of compulsion?
Interesting though, as you said, Stefan reacted to that.
I thought that it would be like, oh, he'd twitch for like something to happen to Elena, but
It'd be interesting
Like
if it's not Elena that he switches it back on for,
No.
but Damon.
it's like you said that we never ask it of why do Stefan and Damon still.
Well, I just mean,
that
yeah,
love-hate.
the fact that
Yeah.
she's like, how can you still love Klaus with all the stuff he's done to you?
Yeah.
But she doesn't ask Stefan and Damon, why do you still...
No.
Again,
Emily.
would she turn her back on Jeremy?
The thing is, you wouldn't. Well, I say you wouldn't. Generally, with like a sibling or family, you wouldn't. Oh, that's not a.
Yeah.
That's not relevant to all situations, but in the majority of times. But when that person is your only link to humanity and constant after centuries, that breeds a very different kind of relationship.
It's a dependency.
Yeah.
It's its own kind of toxic relationship of, I know it's not good, but I don't have anything else.
Well, look at Stefan and Damon right at the beginning. How much they like loathed each other, but never to the point that they could actually really live in a world where they didn't know that the other one was in it.
Yeah.
And that's only with, 150 years?
Yeah.
This lot have had 1,000 odd years, so that toxic dependency is a whole separate, especially when looking back at their shared trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma bonding.
That literally, when you do like one stupid thing, you're like, oh, let's push the boundaries. And then 1,000 years later, you're still paying the consequences of it, and are all of these hundreds of other thousands of people.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to see what happened on the night when you're supposed to hide in the basement.
Yeah.
But it
Who wouldn't want to see the people turn into wolves? That's exciting shit.
and that young one, he was younger. That's
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's mysterious. It's magic. But it's also a little bit like what you could arguably say throughout history, and how we are today with guns. A form of self-preservation would be, and so Michael's reaction was, they have teeth, we need bigger teeth. They have strength, we need to be stronger. You have a stick, I need a bigger stick. You have a gun, I need a bigger gun. So someone is always looking to invent the next weapon, and like any weapon, if you put it in one person's hands, they'll say, I'll only use it if absolutely necessary, and another person gets like power mad and goes, oh my god, I'm gonna, so it just, like, the way that he basically created these vampires was out of they've got these weapons, these teeth, these powers, we need these as well.
And it's coming at a time of grief.
Which is, you're not in the right mind to
The
make
fact
any
that they
decisions.
even said that they lost a child to the plague, and then that's why they went there.
So it's even more out of their control.
But what you described is Klaus's entire ideology in that there were werewolves, so we need to be better, so we need to be vampires. And he's like, no, now I need to be a hybrid, because what did he say? No one is going to attack because I'm the bigger, or I've got the bigger weapon.
You build your army so big, no one picks the fight.
And so
because he's afraid of his dad.
Yeah, so he
or his stepdad.
Well, right. But for him, I guess he still wouldn't be his stepdad, but biologically. But that is where Klaus has gotten.
Yeah, as a form of defence. They say, what in football, like American football, the best defence is an offence or whatever, it's just being prepared, basically. They say that basically even though he hadn't... So he had already triggered his hybrid when he did his first kill as a vampire, but then his original witch mother suppressed that.
She put the curse on that stopped him being a hybrid.
So he was only a vampire. Yeah. Right, cool.
The one that he just broke, she put that curse on.
So then she would have made so she made the doppelgangers then?
I don't think we've got that far
What
yet.
I like though is that
the question.
He's like, oh, here we go, I'm getting out of here, it's going to be a long one. But it's the fact that, for me, it explains, considering this is an episode that's not about modern day Klaus, we're learning so much of how his father treated him, how they were turned into vampires, to then find out his father is not his father, to then...
His own mother betrayed
his own mother putting this curse on him and rejecting him.
Did he feel that was a betrayal? That was what I was asking, basically. It was kind of like, where she's put this curse on him, did she do it almost for like his own good, so that he wouldn't be an abomination of nature?
But think of it this way.
Like, why did she do that?
I'm a vampire because you turned me into this. I've now found out my dad is not my dad because of what you did.
Yeah.
My dad hates me because of what you did. And now you've put a curse on me so I can't be my true self. And now you're rejecting me because of all the stuff that you did.
Yeah. It's not fair.
Not even just that, because the dad clearly didn't like him anyway. So he's like, now I understand why it's given... Mary, that is not comfortable.
That's the mouse.
But that's kind of given I've been wrong all this time. And
just trying to...
And like clearly has someone he must have known.
But the dad didn't know at that point.
No, but there must have been something.
He's always...
For some reason he made him feel like he was never good enough.
I think it's more that we're meant to see that he's always been an abusive father.
Yeah.
But that he...
Particularly Klaus. Yeah.
And when they were right at the beginning of the episode, she called him traitor.
Yeah, because he always dobs.
Yeah, because that's that. The problem's going to be, the only thing that Klaus is ever going to want is that man's respect. Or that man's like, he's never going to get that. And we said really early on, with some of this Klaus stuff, is that he's very sad and very lonely because keeping the sibling close. And these bits of information just...
Because I can not understand, it's horrible, but I can understand the rejection by his stepfather, but to have the rejection of your mother, I think that would be the real...
like I said, based on all things that she did to you.
Yeah, exactly. But she birthed you. Why?
And your existence caused her death. Not his fault, but
It also shows you why, when Rebekah wanted to leave to be with Stefan, he daggered her and took her with him. With Elijah betraying him, he daggered him and took him with him.
He's carrying.
It's more rejection. He can't.
Yeah.
But he'll keep them with him.
Yeah. Because if I don't have you, I've got no one. So I can wait out the years till all these other people go, and then I'll have you back to myself. I feel very sad for Klaus that it doesn't explain any of his horrific behaviour. But
this is something we've actually come across in the comments when it comes to Damon. We're not excusing their behaviour, we're explaining why they do it. Doesn't make the behaviour okay, it's just you have to kind of think, why do they do that? What is their point of view?
Yeah. Oh, I've just had a thought. So, when Bonnie opened up that door and we got some witch from the other side, is that witch? Is that original witch being on the other side?
Wait, Mum original witch?
Mum is the original witch.
Mum is the original witch, but then who the other...
But Graham said there's a really old original witch on this side. and she's angry, and she's the one who pushed the door open. Is that her?
I love the twist when she said the original witch, the witch of the original family.
Yeah,
Like, we were it's so obvious.
Yeah, because please do correct me if I'm wrong. Every witch that we've seen so far has been a black woman. Have we seen a white witch yet? As in a Caucasian witch?
Just a question.
That's why I thought it was the lineage.
They referred to that Ayana as a witch, right? Yes, the witch Ayana, blah blah blah. So when they say the original witch, they don't mean the original witch, like the first witch ever. They mean the original family witch, right? Yeah.
That's what's a really clever twist. When she puts it that way, you're like, oh no, that does make complete sense.
Yeah.
And that's why when Graham said it, there's a witch on the other side. It's very powerful, very old. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, is that her?
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know.
Because they use the casting to like lure you into like, oh yeah, I will just assume.
Yeah.
I will just assume this, and it's like, we're silly.
Upside down figures usually signify death of some kind.
Is that where they ripped the mum's heart
Mikael
out?
killed the witch, but why is that one connected to the witches?
That's a hybrid.
No, we haven't gotten that far.
It's both of them.
You've just worked that out.
Rebekah doesn't know the real story. How do you know that Mikael killed your mother? It was there. He told me.
Oh, unless Klaus did it.
He lied to you.
Oh.
And this is the story of her death.
The hybrid killed the witch.
The hybrid killed the original witch.
Oh. The betrayal to have stayed and helped her bury their mother.
I know she's not the nicest person, but I almost want to give her a hug.
Ooh, my brother's about to die, and I just have to save his life for the bajillion time. Stefan, you showing?
Why is everybody trying to save me? Because I have to, Stefan. Because you're in this mess with Klaus because you saved my life. Because I owe you. And I can't just leave you in a cell to rot.
Aw. Better be careful, brother. Your humanity's showing.
Oh. How lonely would you suddenly feel?
And then you got Rebekah on her side too.
Really? What'd you learn from her?
I learned that she's just a girl. That she lost her mom too young, and she loves blindly and recklessly, even if it consumes her.
Who else do we know like that?
I think that you're gonna be the one to save him from himself. It won't be because he loves me. It'll be because he loves you.
I hope that is the case.
I really like that scene between between Damon and Elena at the end. Because I feel like, as much as we know there are feelings and whatever going on with those two, in that moment there was nothing about that. It was just two people having a heartfelt conversation that wasn't about their relationship.
There was a comfortableness between them. A certain level of respect. Not respect like just turning up in her bedroom.
Also, just cutting through the bullshit as well. Do you know what I mean? They weren't pussyfooting around. They just they talked like for real about the real stuff.
But I'm really loving Elena's attitude and her way of thinking. It's almost like she's been freed.
Yeah.
And especially if the what am I looking for? The weight of freeing Stefan isn't on her anymore, and that idea that her love is the only thing that will save him.
Yeah.
It's almost
she got to a point where she was done. She was like, I'll try, but I'm done. I'm not holding my breath on everything.
I think it's more a realisation of I'm not the only thing in Stefan's life, and he's not the only thing in mine.
Yeah. I would find it really interesting if at this point a new character came in and we saw potential sparks of something for her with someone. I know obviously it's all like Elena, but even if ultimately she ends up with Stefan or Damon, it would just be nice for her to check that there is other people and other stuff out there, and then it makes it more of, I think, like an informed. It's not, oh, I only had these two options, or this one option, this was it.
She'll get clarity.
I settled, I met Stefan, and then it was Stefan.
I know what you mean, and it doesn't have to be, if I'm not with Stefan, then I have to be with Damon. It's
reminding her that then it becomes a choice, and then I think for me, I will find whichever of those relationships more believable. I will be like, it will equal out for me, I think.
I do think that for me, and I'm sure you guys have mentioned it before, as an overriding theme in this show, Elena sums it up perfectly in the fact that she says it won't be because he loves me, it'll be because he loves you. And almost like she's suddenly realising that regardless of what's going on with her relationships, those two have something that she can't
ever have.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost like, though, she's taken, in the last 2 episodes, she's taken a bit of a step from like, oh, I must do whatever it takes, yada yada yada, to I'm not waiting for you anymore, you need to sort yourself out, and then we'll see what's happening, but I'm not, this isn't the be all and end all for my life now, I'm not.
And I also think all the arguing over Elena or whatever else they're arguing over aside, seeing the way Rebekah has remained so loyal to Klaus also makes her then reflect on Stefan and Damon.
Gives you a parallel of what their relationship could be like.
And I think she also needs to look at her relationship with Jeremy and think, is there anything I wouldn't do for him?
No, definitely.
So, Mikael, does he hunt all vampires? Because he appears to have left 2 alive.
Well, that's going to be a bit hypocritical, isn't it? Because apparently he made them all.
Is he literally just after Klaus? He's not just after Klaus, is he?
It looks that way.
Because when Catherine...
It does, yeah, but then originally when Catherine
woke him up, he said, I don't eat living
I
things.
eat living things, I only eat you people, which would seem to suggest he has killed other vampires.
Yeah, but
And
then when he was first
the vampire
turned...
hunter, not the Klaus hunter.
But when he first turned, the only vampires were his family. So they've obviously gone and quite quickly made lots of others.
But you've got to remember that this is a legend we're hearing through Anna and Pearl, who heard it somewhere.
Yeah, true.
Whereas the only true information we have, well, I say that we have, that we, I think, can believe is what we found in the cave and Rebekah.
Yeah.
They're the only first source that we've got.
Do Rebekah and Klaus refer to him as the vampire hunter, or do they just call him
Mikael?
Or
Michael.
They just call him Mikael that's hunting Klaus.
No, we just know they've been.
They just don't want him to wake up.
Right, okay.
But now we know why
But
Rebekah
Rebekah's
thinks that.
not really on the run by the look. Rebekah is only running because she is with Klaus.
Does Rebekah know that?
Well, yeah. Fair.
Does Rebekah believe she's
Because
being
it would
hunted as
appear
well?
that Mikael is actually
Because of
after
her
Klaus
loyalty.
because he killed the wife, not because of any other, potentially because of anything else.
Because it's the abomination as well and all of that
But
stuff.
in fairness, he might have just been fine, let him live. But if he went and killed his mum, then...
No, I think the point Rebekah was making was that the emotion that gets heightened, Michael's was pride.
Yeah.
He couldn't be lesser to the wolves or run. He had to be better to be above them. So when he found out Klaus is not his son...
It's very egotistical, isn't it?
Exactly.
He's not a reflection of me.
My wife cheated on me.
Yeah.
I can't... Because he went and killed all the werewolves, I can't have that stand.
What did they say? Sorry, when Klaus... I'm sorry, because I think I spoke, but when Elena and Rebekah talking, and Rebekah said that Klaus... Elena, was explaining, said, Klaus went to your mum because he didn't want to be the only hybrid. Was that what was he wanting from his mum?
No, she said.
And that's when she rejected
he said
him or something.
She put the curse on Klaus to make sure he was the only one of his kind and that he would always be alone.
Right. And so did he go to her to ask her to remove the curse?
And then she has rejected him. So it's like, you've done this to me to make sure that I'm the only one and I'll be on my own. And now you're turning your back on me, so I am alone.
So he just killed her out of pure anger and rage.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what Klaus's temper is like.
Of course.
And, I mean, we've seen him lose it over a lot less.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if there was something I missed there, if there was anything more complex that he was asking his mum to do.
Yeah, and then obviously Elena said that, and then he's lied so he wouldn't lose
Rebekah
and Elijah and one of the others as well.
About Mikael, like, you know, saying that he doesn't drink humans, doesn't harm humans, whatever. That to me then is a thing of his pride, because he is still better than your common garden variety vampire, than his like, no, I'm still better than you because I'm above you in the food chain, you will be my meal. That's how that comes across to me.
I know how they got him in the tomb.
And again, it's a power move. I am a predator who feeds on predators.
Yeah. Well, it makes him better than the werewolf who killed his son, who was a living thing. So he's saying, I'm not going to be the same as you who killed my son. I'm going to only kill those that deserve to be killed. I'm not going to harm.
Werewolf.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like with Mikael, it's not a moral thing; it's a superiority.
No,
thing.
but he killed a member of his family.
But werewolves.
Do you know what I mean? It was one of his sons that got
werewolves
killed.
don't have a choice, do they? Werewolves just kill, whereas vampires do have a choice. So I feel like he's a bit like, I'm making a choice. My choice is not to do that. You can't make that choice, so I'm better than you.
No, I just feel like it's pure superiority. And again, it's that they're weak. I attack something that's powerful because I'm stronger.
They're just beasts. They're just dogs. They can't control themselves. Whereas I'm a hunter. I choose. You know. So something.
I'm better than you.
And what I wanted to say about Damon and Stefan, when Elena says to him, it's the love between them, the two brothers that they've from. How much is that actually going to mean to Damon? I think about, we're talking about, you know, all your humanity showing and that little bit of how he was a touch remorseful with Rick, and then really, like we said, for all of them at their core, it's that his brother loves him, and that's got to mean a lot to him, whether he's going to want to admit it.
Well, nobody's ever chosen him. They always choose Stefan, but if actually he is the key to Stefan's humanity, it makes him important to someone. It makes him the love target, or
sudden realisation that someone chooses me.
Yeah,
the person that everyone else chooses, I'm the one that they choose.
That's literally you think you're on the bottom of the food chain, but bottom of the choice list, when actually you were right up there all along.
But that's got to have massive. If it works, that's going to have real big ramifications for his view on himself and all of their relationship dynamics.
And again, when you look back at Stefan and Damon's relationship and the whole thing of coming back to Stefan making Damon turn, and Stefan said, I didn't want to be alone, I needed my brother. Would it have been different if he said, it's because I love you?
Yeah.
Interestingly, I was just thinking, in the bar when Damon's compelling the woman to give Stefan the blood, Damon doesn't do anything. Damon just carries on drinking like normal. He's not also then compelling other people to drink, which is a weird shift from what they would usually.
We also didn't see him feed.
No.
I think when was the last time we saw him actually feed? And I would like to see when, and I believe we will get Stefan back, but I would like to see a Stefan back on the path that he was going on before, where he could tolerate human blood, not this lesser punishing version. Like he needs to develop himself. Yeah, it can't be cold turkey or I'm gonna kill everyone.
It's either a simple serial killer. Oh, why can't we just
give us the
I think that was Damon's point, wasn't it? And he said, I like life on the edge, but you can't resist going over it.
Yeah.
And that's a really ironic moral question coming from Damon.
Yeah, but
Shit.
you gotta remember from episode 1, Damon has said you need to learn, instead of learning to control it, you
need to
taken
live
this hard
with it.
line that you can't.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, that's what I'm saying. Is Damon is no moral high ground, but I was like, oh my god, I never thought he'd have a point.
But
it's
for all
relevant.
we know, it's been 150 years. They haven't been together the whole time. So does Damon know if Stefan has tried things or what, has gone on in that time that might make him choose differently?
But at least we know why Rebekah was so stressed about the necklace. It wasn't the magic in it. It wasn't this. It was that
from
her
links
mum.
to
Yeah.
her mum. Oh, I didn't think of that. That's a really good point. You never know. Maybe she'll get it back because technically that necklace can't die, so it's still there. So maybe she'll get it back. Who knows? But again, what if it's her mum on the other side pulling them strings? What if that's the witch on the other side?
Well, Grams did say it's the original vampire.
Aaron's staring at me.
Yeah. We're like, look. But I
and-
did say I wanted to get more originals,
Yeah.
didn't I? And I got
I love Alaric nerding out.
Yeah, man. He was in that cave.
Full history
Yeah.
teacher and Wiccan of Maroons or whatever it is.
I like that he called in Bonnie to help as well.
Yeah.
I like that he tried to have that little pep talk with Bonnie. That was cute.
Yeah, but we're like, I'm
I mean,
sorry. Jeremy's your
misguided.
boy, but no.
Misguided,
Yeah.
but cute.
Well, it's nice to see Bonnie just because the show so far has a habit, I find, with Bonnie. And do you know what?
He's doing it with Tyler and Matt at the moment.
No, it's something that someone mentioned it in the comments. You know, someone says something, you're like, you're right. I hadn't even registered.
Was it about that they give her a bit of story to fulfill other things, but then they don't give her anything?
Yeah, it's
more.
basically something bad will happen with Bonnie, like losing Grams, and then Bonnie goes away to stay with family, and we don't see Bonnie's grief. And then she's back again and expected to help with other things. We saw... What else has happened with Bonnie?
She goes away a lot.
Yeah, anything
yeah, 'cause
bad happens with Bonnie.
After she resurrected
yeah,
Jeremy,
then
and
she
the
was
witches.
away with family.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? There's a lot of... Something goes on with Bonnie, then she's gone. Like right now we should be seeing her after her breakup, but we've only got a brief glimpse.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember if we see her in the uncovered episode, but it's a bit of a...
Choose if
We
she's a
don't-
full mainline character or not.
She is, but I think it's more we don't see her pain, and it does make it harder to then connect with
That's what I'm
her.
saying. They're not writing her in as if she's a main, but yet it's almost
But she's
disrespectful
relevant.
to the
She's
writing of that
always
character.
relevant to every big storyline.
Yeah, so it's quite disrespectful to that character in a way to just be, oh, we'll just tuck her over here for a minute, and you're like, well, no, because she deserves her grief to be in the
Yeah.
storyline as well.
Even just a few
Interesting.
scenes to keep us updated
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like they then have got so much going on with everybody else. It's like we need a reason why Bonnie's not involved. She's gone to stay with family.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But I'm sorry, the writers of this show so far, I think you've been very talented, that it leads me to believe you've just got to figure it out. So
Yeah.
don't do Bonnie dirty. Keep her in there. But also, I get why Alaric, really, I think what he was just looking for was, I'm really disappointed Jeremy did that to you. That's shit. Like, he didn't have to try and excuse it. He just wanted to acknowledge,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
really
I think
sorry.
his intentions were good.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if I was Bonnie in that situation, I would have felt quite uncomfortable already going in, and then it's like, okay, you all right? I've been better. I think that it could have been left there.
Yeah.
Because then him saying anything else, it's then uncomfortable because you can't go, well, that person that you're kind of treating as a son has been
Yeah.
awful to me, and you can't be like, yeah, no, I agree with you.
So, I mean,
You
it's
just
okay
left
to just
it.
say, I'm sorry that happened to you, that's shit.
Yeah.
And then move on.
I appreciate he's trying to give some insight, but it probably wasn't helpful for Bonnie.
And yes, you could say Jeremy will learn from this, you'd hope, and grow into a better man, but that's not Bonnie's problem.
Yeah,
No.
and at her expense. Oh, don't
Yeah,
worry. He won't do it to the next girl. He'll
Yeah.
be great to her because he's trashed you. Oh, God, it's very complicated.
It was a
this
good
TV
episode,
show.
though.
Yeah, I really liked
Yes.
this one.
Backstories.
And I quite liked I thought it was interesting, like we said, the bits we picked up with Rebekah of actually how lonely she is and things like that. And then I like the fact that although at first Elena might have been, should be scared of her, but at the same time Elena was kind of saw through her bullshit and was like, no, tell me the story. And then she was like, oh, whatever, you're not, you know.
You're just trying to prolong me being here.
Yeah, so actually they're, dare I say, if you do cut through the bullshit, you know, Rebekah, if you stop being such a douchebag, you could actually make genuine friendships. Just like she, or not, you know, she said her thing is she's so stubborn. She needs to drop her own superiority complex. She might end up being mates with Elena.
But I wonder if she's been hanging around with Klaus for so, like, she's not been allowed to do that, has she? She's been with Klaus for so long, and then every time she makes a friend or makes a connection and then tries to go off somewhere, he puts her in a fucking
and they got to move again.
He puts her in time out for a while.
Can I just be Rebekah for a second and say, I had a boyfriend I was in love with, then I got put in a box. When I woke up, he's now moved on with this other girl he has given my necklace to, and everyone's willing to die for, and I'm supposed to just put up with that. Even my brother wants to keep her alive over me
because
for
she's
his
the chosen one.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It's she's had a bit of a raw deal. But that's what I mean. The least expected connection of any sort of a levelled conversation. I did not expect that to be Elena and Rebekah. But I was like, okay, this is cool. This is probably the most companionship she's had from another woman in years.
Yeah, what I would like to have seen is, you know, when she got Elena by the throat and then she let go and you saw her, like, the acceptance that this had happened. If Elena had maybe hugged her.
That's what
I thought Elena might have still been there when she was crying on the floor. And I get it, that scene was for, like, Rebekah's moment.
Yeah.
But I'd have liked to have seen Elena's, how they left it, whether she just left her to her grief or if it was just like a walking off and like a hand on the shoulder and then leaving her to her.
I think it would have been
nice for
an Elena move
Rebekah
to hug her and just say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Would have been nice for someone to show Rebekah some compassion, because she maybe hasn't had that for a long time, because she didn't let anyone, she's never put herself in a position of weakness, does she?
No, well, and there's also, you know, she's an all-powerful original. She's not weak.
Yeah.
And so...
It'll be interesting to see what happens with her now, because she's just learnt that basically Klaus has been lying to her for however many thousand years. And she's got to deal with that.
Yeah.
Just because you find out someone's been lying to you doesn't make it easy to turn off your love and your loyalty, though.
No, exactly. So I think that's why she was so angry.
It hurts.
Yeah. Oh.
I know what she needs. It's what we all need. It's Elijah.
I want more of Elijah.
As soon as it was
I really want her to go and wake him up. She must know where he is.
Do you see him with the long hair?
Yes.
Some liquor shit.
I know. And when they said that
and them arms out.
And he's the moral one, I was like, oh, right up my street. Perfect.
No, you chose Klaus. I chose Elijah.
No. I liked Elijah because he was good. Klaus was like a danger that came in, and there was like a sexy admiration, but then it was very quickly like, oh, I really can't get on board.
Elijah's like her husband. Klaus just turned her head briefly. So that was our reaction to Vampire Diaries Season 3 Episode 8, Ordinary People. Which they were.
Hardly fucking anyone is.
Just very, very good looking ordinary people.
They were ordinary people, and look what happened.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.